Welcome back to Tom's Story. I'm here to share a story that was supposed to be a dream vacation but quickly spiraled into a nightmare of betrayal and heartbreak. Picture this: Cancun, a tropical paradise, the perfect setting for a romantic getaway with my wife, Emily, and our closest friends, Mark and Sarah. 10 years of marriage, 2 beautiful kids, and this trip was our chance to reignite the spark, a much-needed escape from the daily grind of work and family life. Before leaving, we dropped the kids off at Emily's parents' house, knowing they'd be showered with love and affection. It felt like we were young and carefree again, ready to soak up the sun, the ocean breeze, and dance the night away. Or so I thought. After a long flight, we finally touched down in Cancun, checked into a luxurious beachfront resort, and headed to our rooms to freshen up. The sea breeze was intoxicating, and I glanced at Emily, feeling grateful to have her by my side. She was radiant, her eyes sparkling with excitement. Later that afternoon, we hit the beach, eager to unwind and soak up the sun. The water was crystal clear, the sand warm beneath our feet, and the vibe was exactly what we needed. As we laid out our towels, I noticed a man across from us gazing in our direction, specifically at Emily. I initially dismissed it as a coincidence, but then I saw Emily glancing back at him, a flicker of interest in her eyes. "Hey babe," I nudged her playfully, "wanna grab some drinks?" She smiled and nodded. "Actually, I'll go get them. You guys stay put and relax." "Alright," I said, settling back down and chatting with Mark. A few minutes later, I glanced at the bar and saw the same guy who'd been eyeing Emily earlier had sidled up to her. Emily was chatting with him, her body language relaxed, even a bit flirty. She was smiling, looking up at him like they were old friends. A wave of unease washed over me, but I tried to shake it off, telling myself I was overreacting. When she returned with the drinks, I couldn't resist asking, "So, who was that guy you were talking to?" I tried to keep my tone light and casual. "Oh, him," she said dismissively. "His name's David. He's a Cancun regular, so he was just giving me some tips on where to go, what to see." "Sounds innocent enough," I said, but something about her tone felt off. I shrugged it off, but the thought lingered in the back of my mind, a nagging feeling that something wasn't quite right. Later that evening, we were getting ready to go out for a fancy dinner and then hit a trendy club afterwards, planning to dance the night away. An hour before we were supposed to leave, I saw Emily rubbing her forehead, a look of discomfort on her face. "Ugh, my head," she groaned. "You okay?" I asked, concerned. I was pumped for the night out, but I didn't want her to force herself if she wasn't feeling well. She sighed, leaning against the bathroom counter. "I think it's the jet lag, or maybe too much sun today. I've got a killer headache," she said, rubbing her temples. "I don't think I can make it tonight." "Oh, that's a bummer," I replied, trying not to show my disappointment. "We can stay in if you need to rest." "No big deal." She shook her head, managing a weak smile. "No, really, go on without me. I don't want to ruin your fun. I'll be fine with some rest. You go have a blast with Mark and Sarah, and I'll catch up tomorrow." "Are you sure?" I asked, still feeling a bit uneasy. "Yeah, go on," she insisted. "Have fun, and don't worry about me. I'll be here when you get back." After dinner, we were about to head to a bar, but I noticed a splash of sauce on my shirt, probably from that messy taco I'd devoured earlier. "I can't go to the bar looking like this," I chuckled, glancing at Mark and Sarah. "I'll run back to the room to change and check on Emily. I'll catch up with you guys later." I hopped in a cab back to the hotel, hoping I wouldn't miss too much of the fun. When I reached our door, I heard something faint but unmistakable, a woman's moans. My heart sank. I knew that sound. I wanted to think it was something innocent, maybe someone next door, but no, it was definitely coming from our room. With my heart pounding, I threw open the door, and there it was, the scene that would forever be etched in my memory. Tangled in the sheets of our bed was my wife, and lying beside her, his face flushed and his arm draped around her waist, was David, the guy from the beach. I froze, a wave of fury I'd never felt before surging through me. Emily gasped, her eyes wide with panic as she scrambled to cover herself. "Michael," she stammered, her voice trembling. What are you doing here?" I couldn't contain my rage any longer. "What the hell is going on here?" I roared, my voice shaking with disbelief and anger. "Michael, please," she begged, tears streaming down her face. "It's not what it looks like." "Not what it looks like?" I scoffed. "Are you kidding me? I walk in here and find you in bed with another man, and you tell me it's not what it looks like. What am I supposed to think?" David mumbled something about leaving, but I cut him off. "You're not going anywhere, buddy. I want to know why you thought it was okay to touch my wife." He stammered, grabbing his clothes, muttering a quick, "Sorry, man," before bolting out of the room, leaving me alone with Emily. Emily burst into tears, reaching out to me. "Michael, please, I messed up. I wasn't thinking straight. I don't know what came over me." "Oh, you weren't thinking straight?" I yelled. "Let me remind you, we came here for a vacation, a fresh start, remember? And here you are, throwing it all away for some random dude you met on the beach." She sobbed harder, her body shaking uncontrollably. I was feeling so neglected, so unappreciated. David made me feel, I don't know, desired, I guess. There was a spark, a connection that I haven't felt in a long time. A spark? I laughed in disbelief. "We've been married for 10 years, Emily. We have kids together. We have a life together. And you throw it all away for a spark with some stranger? Unbelievable." "Michael, please, I'm so sorry," she begged, her voice choked with tears. "I'll do anything to make things right. Just please, don't leave me." But I couldn't listen to her anymore. The pain of her betrayal was too deep, too raw. I silently packed my bag, the weight of her deceit crushing me. She tried to stop me, grabbing my arm, begging and crying, but her words were meaningless now. Every touch felt like a lie, a betrayal. I couldn't even look at her. I grabbed my phone and texted Mark, "I won't be joining you guys tonight. Something came up. I'll explain later." I walked out of the room, found a nearby hotel, and checked in for the night. I didn't sleep a wink. I just lay there, replaying the scene in my head, thinking about the kids, about the years I'd poured into our marriage, about every "I love you" that now felt like a cruel joke, a hollow promise. The next morning, I woke up with a heavy heart, the reality of what had happened crashing down on me like a ton of bricks. I couldn't believe that Emily, the woman I loved, the mother of my children, could do this to me, to us. I went down to the hotel lobby to grab some coffee, trying to shake off the nightmare and clear my head. As I sat down, my phone buzzed. It was Sarah. I answered, and her voice was filled with concern. "Michael, we saw Emily this morning. She was a mess, asking where you were. What happened?" I hesitated, wondering how much to tell her, but they were our friends, they deserved to know the truth. She cheated on me, Sarah," I said, my voice barely above a whisper. "With that guy from the beach." Sarah gasped, her voice trembling. "Oh my God. I can't believe this. Not Emily." "I know," I said, a lump forming in my throat. "I never thought she would do this to me." "What are you going to do?" she asked, her voice filled with concern. "I don't know yet," I admitted. "I'm still trying to process everything. I need some time to think." "Of course," she said. "We're here for you, Michael. Whatever you need, just let us know." "Thanks, Sarah," I said, my voice cracking. "I appreciate that." I hung up the phone, feeling more lost and confused than ever. I couldn't understand why Emily would do this to me, to our family. We had a great life together, or so I thought. What was missing? What was she looking for? Was it something I did wrong? Was it something I didn't do? I racked my brain, searching for answers, but I came up empty. I felt like I was living in a nightmare, a bad dream that I couldn't wake up from. Later that day, Emily finally tracked me down. She looked like a ghost, her face pale and drawn, her eyes red and swollen from crying. She was desperate, pleading, begging me to forgive her, to give her another chance. But her words fell on deaf ears. The trust was broken, shattered into a million pieces. I couldn't forgive her. I couldn't forget what she had done. Michael, please, she sobbed, reaching for my hand. Don't throw us away. I love you. I swear, it was a mistake. I don't know what came over me. I pulled my hand away, unable to bear her touch. Emily, you betrayed me, I said coldly. You betrayed our kids. You betrayed our family. This is something I can never forgive. But can't we try to work through this? She pleaded. I'll do anything. Just please, don't leave me. It's over, Emily, I said, my voice firm. I'm filing for divorce the minute I get back home, and I'm going to fight you for custody of the kids. I'm also going to tell your parents what you did. Her face went white, her eyes filled with terror. She knew how much her parents valued family and loyalty. They would be devastated by her betrayal. Michael, no, she whispered, her voice trembling. Please, don't tell my parents. They'll never forgive me. They'll disown me. They deserve to know the truth, I said. They deserve to know what kind of person their daughter is. But Michael, she begged, think about the kids. Think about what this will do to them. Please, don't do this to them. I am thinking about the kids, I said. That's why I'm doing this. I'm not going to stay in a marriage built on lies and deceit. I'm not going to let my kids grow up in a home filled with betrayal and mistrust. They deserve better than that. They deserve to have a father who they can look up to, a father who they can trust. But Michael, she persisted, I promise I'll change. I'll do anything. Just give me another chance. It's too late, Emily, I said. You had your chance, and you blew it. You made your choice, and now you have to live with the consequences. I turned and walked away, leaving her standing there, alone and broken. I couldn't bear to look back. I knew that if I did, I would crumble. I had to be strong, for myself, for my kids. I had to get out of there, away from her lies and her deceit. When I returned home, I told Emily's parents everything. They were devastated, heartbroken by their daughter's betrayal. They couldn't believe that she would do this to Michael, to their grandchildren, to their family. They were ashamed, disgusted by her actions. They vowed to support Michael in any way they could, to help him through this difficult time. They promised to be there for their grandchildren, to provide them with the love and stability they needed. Emily tried to win Michael back, but he refused to speak to her. He couldn't forgive her. He couldn't forget what she had done. He had lost all respect for her. He saw her as a stranger, a woman he no longer recognized. The divorce was long and messy, filled with lawyers, court hearings, and bitter arguments. But in the end, Michael won. He was granted full custody of the children, and Emily was ordered to pay child support. She was also banned from contacting Michael or the children, except for supervised visits. Emily's parents were heartbroken by their daughter's actions, but they stood by Michael throughout the entire ordeal. They helped him with the kids, providing a stable and loving environment for them. They were grateful that Michael was a good father, a man who loved his children and would do anything for them. They knew that he would take care of them, that he would provide them with a good life. Emily, on the other hand, was ostracized by her family and friends. She was seen as a pariah, a woman who had betrayed her husband and her family. She was alone, isolated, filled with regret. She tried to rebuild her life, but it was difficult. She had lost everything, her husband, her children, her family, her friends. She was a shell of her former self, a woman haunted by her past mistakes. Michael focused on raising his children, providing them with a loving and supportive home. He was determined to be the best father he could be, to make sure that they grew up happy and healthy. He never spoke ill of Emily to the children, but he also didn't hide the truth from them. He wanted them to know what had happened, to understand why their parents were no longer together. He wanted them to learn from Emily's mistakes, to understand the importance of loyalty and commitment. The children missed their mother, but they loved their father and they knew that he loved them. They were grateful for his love and support, for his unwavering dedication to their well-being. They grew up to be good, kind, and compassionate people, thanks to Michael's guidance and love. Years passed, and Michael never remarried. He was content with his life, with his children, with his work. He had found happiness and fulfillment in being a father, in providing for his family. He had learned from his experience, he had grown as a person. He was stronger, wiser, more compassionate. He had forgiven Emily, not for her sake, but for his own. He had let go of the anger and resentment, the bitterness and pain. He had moved on with his life, he had found peace. Emily, on the other hand, never found happiness. She was always searching, always longing for something more. She dated different men, but none of them filled the void in her heart. She was haunted by her past, by her mistakes. She regretted what she had done, she wished she could turn back time, but it was too late. She had lost everything, and she knew that she would never get it back. One day, Michael received a letter from Emily. She was dying of cancer, she didn't have much time left. She wanted to see him, she wanted to talk to him. Michael hesitated, unsure of what to do. He hadn't seen her or spoken to her in years. He didn't know if he could face her, if he could forgive her. But in the end, he decided to go. He went to see her in the hospital, he sat by her bedside, he listened to her. She told him how sorry she was, how much she regretted what she had done. She told him that she had never stopped loving him, that she had never stopped thinking about him. She asked for his forgiveness, she begged him to forgive her. Michael listened, his heart filled with compassion. He knew that she was sincere, that she was truly sorry. He forgave her, not for her sake, but for his own. He let go of the last vestiges of anger and resentment. He forgave her, and he finally found peace. Emily died a few days later, surrounded by her family. Michael attended her funeral, along with his children. He paid his respects, he said goodbye. He felt a sense of closure, a sense of peace. He had forgiven her, he had let go of the past. He was finally free. Michael continued to live his life, surrounded by his children and grandchildren. He was happy, he was content. He had found love, he had lost love, he had found love again. He had learned from his mistakes, he had grown as a person. He was grateful for his life, for his family, for his friends. He had found happiness and fulfillment in the end. And he knew that Emily would finally find peace as well. But life, as it often does, had more chapters to write for Michael. His children, now young adults, began to carve their own paths, some venturing far from home, others staying closer. He watched them with a mix of pride and a tinge of bittersweet nostalgia, remembering the days when they were little, filling the house with laughter and boundless energy. The ache of Emily's betrayal had long subsided, replaced by a quiet understanding and a sense of forgiveness, not for her sake, but for his own peace of mind. He had learned to live with the scar, not letting it define him, but rather using it as a reminder of his resilience and strength. One day, a chance encounter at a local bookstore changed his life once again. He bumped into an old acquaintance, a woman named Catherine, whom he hadn't seen since their college days. They struck up a conversation, reminiscing about old times and catching up on each other's lives. Catherine, a successful and independent woman, had also gone through her share of life's ups and downs, including a difficult divorce. They discovered a shared sense of understanding and empathy, a connection that went beyond mere friendship. Over the next few months, their paths crossed more frequently, a casual coffee date here, a shared interest in a local art exhibition there. They found comfort in each other's company, their conversations flowing effortlessly, their laughter echoing through the air. Michael found himself drawn to Catherine's warmth, her intelligence, and her genuine kindness. He felt a spark, a connection that he hadn't experienced in years. It was different from the passion he had felt for Emily, more mature, more grounded, built on a foundation of mutual respect and understanding. He was hesitant at first, unsure if he was ready to open his heart again, afraid of being hurt, of reliving the pain of the past. But Catherine's presence in his life was a gentle reminder that love could blossom again, even after the storms of life had passed. She showed him that it was okay to trust again, to believe in the possibility of finding happiness once more. And so, he took a leap of faith, allowing himself to fall in love again, slowly, cautiously, but with an open heart. Their relationship blossomed, a testament to the resilience of the human heart and the enduring power of love. They found joy in each other's company, their lives intertwining seamlessly. Catherine embraced Michael's children as her own, becoming a loving and supportive presence in their lives. She understood their past, respected their relationship with their mother, and never tried to replace her. Instead, she offered them her friendship, her understanding, and her unwavering love. Michael and Catherine eventually married, a small and intimate ceremony surrounded by their children and closest friends. It was a celebration of love, of second chances, of finding happiness again after loss and heartbreak. They built a life together, filled with laughter, shared dreams, and unwavering support. They traveled the world, explored new hobbies, and simply enjoyed each other's company, cherishing the moments they had together. Their love story was a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit, a reminder that even after the deepest pain, the heart can heal, and love can bloom again. Michael lived a long and fulfilling life, surrounded by his loving family. He never forgot Emily, but he didn't dwell on the past either. He remembered the good times, the love they had shared, the family they had created. He honored her memory, but he didn't let it define him. He had found happiness again, a different kind of happiness, one that was built on a foundation of trust, respect, and enduring love. His life was a testament to the resilience of the human heart, a reminder that even after the darkest storms, the sun can shine again, and love can find its way back into our lives. And so, Michael's story came to an end, a life well lived, a heart well loved. He left behind a legacy of love, forgiveness, and resilience, a reminder that even in the face of betrayal and heartbreak, the human spirit can endure, and love can find its way back into our lives, bringing with it joy, happiness, and a sense of lasting peace.